Hello everybody, it's Michael from Replica Airguns bringing you another airsoft gun review. Today we're looking at a used gun, and this is the KSC M11A1 gas blowback airsoft machine pistol, and this is the tabletop review, so there won't be any shooting in this video. I'm not even sure if I will be able to do a shooting video for you, because at this time this gun isn't in 100% working condition. So if I review it, it's not going to perform very well, and I'll get into that in a little bit, the reason why it's not performing. As I said, this is a used gun, so I bought it as is. I tried to replace a part that was damaged, which is basically the hop-up. There's a rubber sort of long gasket that goes in there, and it is part of the hop-up assembly. It also seals everything up, so when it's shooting, the BB gets loaded into this hop-up rubber seal, and also the nozzle comes forward, seals up in there, and shoots. So if something's wrong there, if it's not sealing properly, it's not going to work very well. So it controls all the air pressure, the gas pressure, and the hop-up. So kind of an important or integral part of the gun. Now I did order some parts. I tried a couple of them, but there are different versions of this gun, different barrel versions, and it's kind of hard to find the right part because it is a used gun, and I think it's one of the earlier versions of this series of guns. Anyways, let's get into it. Again, no shooting, so I can't really speak too much on the performance, but we can go over it, we can talk about it, we can take a look at it. And you know, there's obviously some interest here. It's just neat. I mean, for me, I like collecting these things, sometimes even if they don't work too much. To be honest, I don't really shoot a lot of my guns all that much because I have so many of them. I don't have to shoot them all the time. I can pick a gun that I want to shoot. A lot of them are just here for my collection. I like the look and the feel, and just owning these particular guns, sometimes the harder to get ones, is of interest to me. Now this KSC M11 is not available in the Replica Airgun store. It's not available in Canada. I guess there's a potential for it to be available in the US store, but it's not there at this time. So let's get into some of the specifications. This is a gas blowback polymer and metal design. Lots of metal internal parts, not too many on the outside. So there is some metal in this gun, but you're not going to find the shell or the exterior components being metal. Even the bolt is plastic, and this is typical of the Japanese-made airsoft pistols. But there are metal parts. A lot of the actual mechanical parts are metal. Again, this is a 6mm plastic airsoft BB pistol. It has a 40-round dropout metal magazine that holds the BBs, the airsoft BBs, and the gas, whether it be propane or green gas. This gun weighs in at 2.9 pounds or 1,315 grams. It is a single action only pistol, so you have to pull back the charging bolt at the top there before you can take your first shot. And this gun shoots somewhere in the neighborhood of a little over 300 FPS. Again, it's going to be hard to verify this, but I believe it's around 330 potentially, probably using lighter BBs. And as we do the walk around, you're going to see that this gun is fully trademarked and licensed. At least this version is. Now this is an M11A1. It's a copy of a Cobra M11A1 from RPB Industries. So there's sort of some history going back. This gun, I believe, was originally, if I'm not mistaken, a company called Cobra, and then, or it's vice versa, I can't remember the order, but then another company, RPB, took over, RPB Industries that is, so there's sort of a back and forth thing, and this gun is actually no longer being built or in production as far as I know. Neither one of those companies exists as far as I know. I could be wrong here, but there's sort of some history in this gun. If you want to sort of take a look and do some research, you'll find out that information. Again, this gun is made by KSC, but there are very similar KWA versions, and from what I believe, the parts are interchangeable, at least to some degree, and this gun is also made in Japan. Now mine came without a box or manual or anything like that, but it did come with a whole boatload of magazines, and some of them may work, some of them may not. I've sort of tried to fill a few of them up with gas. Some of them are holding and some of them are not. So 7 magazines in all. So that's kind of nice. Now, being that I can't really shoot it efficiently, I'm not sure how good these magazines are going to do for me. Probably don't need them all. But I also got this mock suppressor. Pretty cool. Makes the gun really big. Alright. We're going to back that off. Get that out of here. Alright, at this point let's do a little bit of a walk around, take a quick look. We'll start with the left side. And you can see here, not a lot of licensing on this side, but we do have our our semi and full auto. I'll show you that in a bit. I do have some gas in here. This is metal, by the way. All the shell is metal. This pin, this is a plastic part on this side, but the pin on the other side is metal. And I will field strip this quickly for you. We have a metal trigger, although it's not steel. This is not steel. The pin is steel. All of this outer shell is plastic, sort of a rubber grip area. We have a metal magazine release, and we have our metal magazine. I've got it locked out here at the bottom because I want to show you some shooting. Alright, your typical magazine, 40 rounds. Gas goes in the bottom. Alright, again, no real markings over here. Now this actual stock, you pinch it in. So there's a button there in the bottom. It is metal and steel, so there is some steel in it. What I mean by steel is if you hold a magnet to it, it's magnetic, or it'll actually attract a magnet. So that part here, this wraparound steel part, is steel. The front part here is some sort of metal alloy because it's not magnetic, or doesn't hold it. The magnet is not attracted to it. Okay, but pretty cool. This barrel part is metal, but it's not steel. Even the charging bolt, is not metal. Or sorry, steel, it's metal. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the other side here. You see I have the bolt open. I've got it in safe. Let's put it in fire. Let's take a quick look at that first. So safe, fire. There's our open bolt there. Put a little light on there for you. Okay, it's kind of goopy in there. I tried this seal here that I bought, and it's not exactly the right one. It doesn't quite work. So it sort of works, fires sometimes, but the bolt doesn't always come all the way back. So there's something going on there. But let's see if I can get this to fire a few rounds at least without ammo, and see if we can get her to go. So we are in, let's go semi first. I'm getting low on gas here. Let me get some more gas real quick. Alright, I'm back, and I've got some gas in here. That always helps. So let's shoot off a few here. I think we're in semi still. Yep. So that's working. So let's go to full auto. See if we get lucky here. So it's working, sort of, but it's not fully coming all the way back. It's not really fully working, but a little bit better. I think I'm just getting low on gas again. I didn't put much in, but you know, there's a potential that this is going to work for me. I've been playing around with the seals, moving them around. I mean, trying to modify them slightly to work, but I don't think I'm going to get my proper hop up the way they're set up. I'm not going to really get proper seals or sealing, so feet per second isn't really going to work that well. So in terms of performance, I'm not expecting this gun to really work for me, but it's a neat looking gun. It's really cool. I like having it added to my collection. Maybe at some point I can get the right seal. If someone knows the right seal, and I'll take this apart, maybe I'll take some pictures and I'll upload them so someone can take a look at what it is that I have, the actual barrel version, and they may be able to help me out. So maybe what I'll do is I'll take a couple pictures of that assembly unit and you can see it. Anyways, let's take a look at some of the actual licensing. This gun, as you know, is used, so there's a few markings, you know, the scratches and stuff. It's just the way it is when you get used stuff. Fire and safe. There's the Cobra licensing, or Cobra branding there. You can get it to focus a little bit here. Come on, there it is. Oh, there we go. And then the RPB Industries 380 caliber. So this would have been a 380 caliber or .380 caliber semi-auto and / full auto, made out of Atlanta, Georgia, USA. Okay. And again, you have to actually pull this up, and you'll notice here that this normally would have been a peep sight in the back. Let's see if we can get in here. This would have normally been a peep sight right there, but I think because someone probably at some point had just simply tried to pull this back, probably knocked off the top or broke it a little bit. So I had to kind of fix that to some degree and smooth it out. It kind of was really rough here, so I smoothed it out and deepened the notch a bit. So it's probably going to shoot a little bit high, but that's alright. That's if it shoots at all. So we've got our pull-out stock, as I said, steel and metal construction. If you pull this out again, you can pull the whole thing right out, right? And you can have it without it if you want to. Alright. Pretty cool gun though, I mean, it's really neat. take a look at the top. Actually, we haven't done that yet. So there's your bolt. You can get some focusing happening. There it is. Your bolt, right? Front sight. And again, the rear sight. So we can get that to go here. Alright. Alright, so at this point let's talk about some of the pros and the cons. I can't really get into too much in terms of shooting, but let's go over some of the stuff anyways. First of all, it's a very realistic and accurate replica of an actual M11A1 Cobra series with the full licensing. Even though there's lots of external polymer, a lot of polymer plastic parts in this gun, there's still a fair amount of metal parts, including the full metal magazine, the outer barrel shell, some of the bolt assembly, most of the mechanical switches and triggers, things like that, and of course the rear stock, and that all adds to the weight, giving this gun almost 3 pounds worth of weight to it. So it feels pretty good in the hand. And again, that magazine, it's full metal dropout magazine, holds all the BBs and the gas. Everything works like the original, so it's field strippable. That reminds me, I got to do that. I'm going to really quickly field strip this gun at the very end of the pros and the cons. And so a lot of the parts are going to be exactly where they'd be in a normal or in a real M11. And it's also nice that this machine pistol is true to its classification and shoots in both semi and full auto. And again, I'm not sure how it's going to perform. I may or may not do a field test for you. We'll see if I can get it to shoot even a little bit. If I can get it to do something, maybe I'll do that review for you as well. Alright, some of the cons. This gun's kind of hard to get here in Canada. Well, it's really hard to get here in Canada. And the parts aren't exactly easy either because no one really carries it, so we have to import them. And again, it's a mostly plastic built gun or polymer gun, so there's not a lot of metal external parts, which is going to take a little bit away from the weight, a little bit away from the realism, but again, it's not too bad in terms of weight and mass. Alright, let's quickly field strip this gun. It's not hard to do, so I'm just going to pull this out of the way. And the first thing you do is you push this guy in right there, and you pop this out. Probably the very, very first thing you do is take your magazine out. Let's do that right now. Okay, so magazine's out. This is out. Now you just sort of twist this on out right here. This pin, and this pin is steel, by the way. And cock it back, push it back. You got to get past the trigger. There we go, we're past the trigger. That goes right in there. So you got to get past that. I'm not going to take it fully apart. I mean, you can actually take the barrel out, and you can remove all this assembly as well. You can take this out by turning it sideways and backing this whole unit out. I'm not going to go that far, but I did want to kind of show you in here a little bit. There's your nozzle, gas area, spring. Okay, and most of this is plastic. This here is even plastic, I believe. Yeah, it's pretty much all plastic. Oh, that's metal there. That's metal, the bolt. But everything else is plastic. There's your trigger assembly. So there's definitely some metal inside. You can see this metal. This is metal. That's plastic. That's metal. Some of this is metal. Okay. Alright, I'm not going to put it together just now. Let's just sign off here. I just wanted to show you that. But again, I want to thank you for watching another Replica Airguns video. Don't forget to subscribe before you head out. Check me out on Facebook and Twitter. Username is Replica Airguns. Even though this gun is not available in our Canada or US Replica Airgun store, we still have lots of air guns, blank guns, BB guns, pellet guns, knives, and other accessories and things. So definitely come on down to the ReplicaAirguns.com. Check out my written articles where I usually attach all kinds of photos there for you too. So you can look at these guns I review, nice and detailed. Alright, so thanks again for watching another Replica Airguns video. Until next time, take care.